Hey, what's up, everyone? I am gonna be talking about D23 of Disney. But before I do, remember to hit that like button and subscribe. Hold on a second. Sorry, the cat is getting on the table again. Yeah. Sorry about that, but anywho, yes, I'm gonna be talking about D23. So remember to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Now I don't really talk about Disney too much anymore. I really don't. I've kind of just I don't really care about Disney anymore. I don't really care about them anymore. I didn't care about them until I actually, well, I didn't really care about them, but then when I watched this video here, something interesting happened, which I'm going to be talking about here on this video. Now, worth noting, this video will be a lot longer because I'm going to be covering everything. I was going to split this up into two different videos, but I'm like, you know what? Why not just talk about it all in one video instead of splitting it up? So, yeah. So, yeah, you're thinking the interesting part is the Disney D23, right? That's the interesting part. Actually, that's not the interesting part. The interesting part of this is it sucks. Yeah, it's not very good, honestly. I'm gonna flat out say it's not very good. The interesting part is talking about how bad it is. It's not really. It's not really, talking about how good it is. It's really more. It's more like it's not like. Well, it's more like bland and boring and all that. Like there's not really a lot of interesting stuff that's being released and stuff. And well, I don't know about you if you'd call it boring per se, but yeah, but we're gonna talk about all that. So yeah, I don't even know where to even start. I guess we'll start with the whole live action remakes because Disney really loves to make those. But before I do, I should mention that this is about Disney's 100th anniversary because next year this company is gonna be turning 100 years old. Yeah, this company is going to be turning 100 years old. So, yeah, it's going to be 100 years old next year. It's not exciting, right? Like, they have a lot of interesting stuff. Well, so far, they do not. They do not have a lot of interesting stuff. Like I mentioned, they're making a lot of live-action remakes to classic films. They've been doing this for a long time, and fans are just sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of these live-action remakes. Now, I'm not really a big fan of Disney anymore. I don't care about their movies anymore. But the fact that, they keep remaking all these films does not make me like them any better. So what are the live-action remakes that they're making? Well, apparently they're making a live-action Little Mermaid. They're making a live-action Lion King movie, a prequel to it. They're making a live action Snow White and a live action Peter Pan. So, yeah, and the Little Mermaid, I hear has done really bad. It has done really bad. Like but basically the trailer alone has gotten over 100,000 dislikes. It might even be more now than it was before. So it's got way more dislikes than likes. I think it's got last I checked, it's got at least 90 something thousand dislikes, but it's got like way over 100,000 dislikes. And you can argue maybe that's not, too bad because their numbers are really close together and all that. But the fact that is that's a lot of dislikes for a movie, a Disney movie. And I'm gonna be getting probably why it's probably getting dislikes in a second, but I want to talk about how I actually did not even know about this because YouTube again, they removed the dislikes probably because like Clownfish TV said, I watch Clownfish TV. You guys should really check out their channel. They're hilarious. They're funny. They talk about news and they're actually funny at the same time. So you guys should check them out. Now I will warn you, they cuss sometimes, but they don't cuss a whole lot. They don't cuss like South Park does. They don't cuss that much, but they do cuss a little bit in their videos. So if you guys don't like cussing, then you guys might not like them too much. But yeah, I watched them, and they pointed this out, and I'm like, this makes absolutely sense why YouTube would remove the dislike button, because YouTube is probably panicking at you because these companies are threatening them and all that, and to like remove their ads and stuff because they don't want Disney they don't want they don't want to have anything to do with YouTube and stuff because YouTube gets money off of ads from these companies, and if they refuse to give them their, like Amazon and Disney refuse to give them their ads, that's gonna be bad because Disney and Amazon own a big Disney it's alone owns a big chunk of the movie market. So yeah, the fact that if they're removing dislikes to keep Disney's ads in, I can kind of see that. Now, if I were YouTube, I'd be like, what, Disney can piss off. Piss off. We can make our own ads. That's what I would do if I were YouTube. But I'm not YouTube, so yeah. Well, I make YouTube videos, but I'm not, YouTube. I'm not the head of YouTube. So yeah, if I were the head of YouTube, I probably would. I don't know what I would do if I were the head of YouTube, but probably fix a lot of the problems I've been having, with YouTube and all that, But YouTube is not the focus. I still use YouTube, even though I have problems with them. I still use YouTube. So yeah. But anywho, yeah, that could be why they removed the dislike buttons on YouTube because of companies like Disney and stuff. But that's just a theory too. Clownfish TV even pointed it out, like, because I was curious to why they could have removed dislikes on YouTube. But anywho, let's get back to the whole reason why might the Little Mermaid live action remake might actually be doing really bad, and it hasn't even come out yet. Well, number one, I'm gonna go ahead and flat out say this. Number one is people are probably really sick of live action remakes. I'm sick of them. I think it's okay if you make them every so often, even though they're still stupid. I still wouldn't watch them. I mean, I didn't freaking watch. I hated watching the live action, 101 Dalmatian movie because they freaking took away what made the cartoon film really good. The animals spoke in it because Disney wants to make the movies as realistic as freaking possible, which pisses me off. But hey, I mean, even if the animals did talk, I still probably would have watched it, but because I'd rather watch the cartoon one instead. But still, that was a big part of what made the 101 Dalmatians movie really good. Now, I have neither seen the cartoon one or the live action movie in years, but I remember hating the live action one. And I watched Dumbo too. I watched Dumbo, and Dumbo was okay. It was alright. I mean, I didn't hate it, but again, the animals didn't speak, and I think that was the big part of the live action. I mean, the 2D one from I think it's the 1940s. I believe is when the movie came out. So the 1940s, 30s or 40s. I can't really remember. I know Snow White came out in the 30s. I know that, but I don't know when Dumbo came out. But I remember, I think it was alright. I think the kids and all that, helping Dumbo out was pretty cute and stuff and all that. I think that was nice. But I just think overall it was alright. I didn't really care for it. I mean, even though they kind of retold the whole story, I think it was just unnecessary. But But then they made movies like the live-action Lion King movie, and that movie was really bad. Now, I haven't seen the whole film, but I've seen someone react to it. I'm like, you know what? I do not want to watch this. I don't want to watch this movie, and the animation looks really bad. It looks like Adventures of Buck Wild bad, the Ice Age movie Disney made. And I might watch Adventures of Buck Wild just to see how bad it is, maybe. I'm not sure, I haven't decided yet. Depending on when we have Disney Plus. If you don't have Disney Plus by next year, I'm not going to watch it, because I don't want to watch it right now, because I want to do a marathon on just reviewing Pixar movies right now, So, yeah. But I might watch it next year if we still have Disney Plus, but just to see how bad it is, but because I might have some stuff to say about it. The live-action Lion King movie, I don't have anything to say about it except how bad the animation is. And yeah, I have not seen the whole film, but I've seen a lot of it, and all. I think it's more focused on trying to make females strong leaders. They don't mean males and all that. And I'm like, I don't freaking care. I don't care about that. I don't really like when they do that stuff to their films, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't care to watch a film that has that in it. So yeah, because they did the same thing with Moana, the live-action Moana movie. They did the exact same thing where they made it where the main character did not need a male to well, they made it where she didn't need a male to help her out with her problems. Even though that beats the whole purpose of the original film. Now, I have not seen the original one. I have it on DVD. I actually have it and the second one on DVD, which I heard the second one was not received very well, but still, I probably much rather watch those than the freaking live-action remake. That's the thing with all these live-action remakes. That's exactly what The Little Mermaid is, too. Because even Pinocchio did really bad. They did horrible. People are just sick of these live-action remakes. And that's not all. That's not probably the only reason why this Little Mermaid live-action remake is doing really bad, just by the trailers alone. I think another reason why it's doing bad is because it's a freaking Black Lives Matter thing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not black, but I love black people. Black people are great in movies. A lot of movies I like black people in them. There's actually this movie called it's funny, it's hilarious, it makes fun of a horror movie. Now, I'm not a big fan of horror movies, but I really like this movie. It's called I think it's called A Haunted House. It has a black guy in it, and it's funny. He's funny. I like him. Black guys are really good in movies. I really like them. They're really good in movies. So yeah, I like seeing black people in movies. So yeah. But the problem is you could argue maybe it was just a casting choice. Maybe Disney just happened to find an actor who was black, even though again it doesn't match the skin color of Ariel from A Little Mermaid. If it doesn't match the color of the skin, I think her hair is not even going to be red. So yeah. That's kind of the thing. Her hair is not even going to be red unless they fix it by the final movie, which I doubt they're going to do that, because sometimes companies will change up movies parts of the movie that make it good for the final version, like Paramount did with Ugly Sonic. Ugly Sonic was hated by a lot of people, so Paramount changed it to make it look more like Sonic. And it actually worked. Fans actually got what they wanted, but I doubt Disney even cares about doing that at all. And yeah, like I said, her being black and not having red hair makes her not feel like Ariel, but so they probably should have cast a white person to play her, not a black person. I would say the same thing if they made a Princess and the Frog and they made Tiana white. she's a black princess. They made her white. Because if they made her, white, I would say the exact same thing, because I'm like, Tiana is black, not white. So I would say the exact same thing about that. I would be like, I would just be like, I'm not really, I'd rather see the characters be captured from the cartoon version. Even though I don't care for live action remakes, still it feels more like they're trying to capture the cartoon movies, and that's exactly what's wrong with Little Mermaid. Then again, you could argue it's just a casting choice and all that. It's just a casting choice. But here's the thing: I think three movies are going to do this. Snow White's gonna do this too, and so I think it's Tinkerbell from the Peter Pan movies. I hear Tinkerbell's gonna be black too, even though they're all white too. So I think it's a funny coincidence that all three live action remakes that have humans in them are gonna be black. Meaning, I guarantee Disney's like, Black Lives Matter and all that, and we want to please please everyone, and all that. So, yeah, I think they just, trying to please, people and all that. And I'm just like, it's just stupid. Like I mentioned, Tiana. Like I said, if they freaking made a live action Princess and the Frog movie, I'd be like, again, if Tiana was white, it freaking wouldn't make sense. And like I said, it's a coincidence that, like I said, that all three live action remakes that are coming out, they're all going to be freaking black. The main characters are going to be black. Well, I guess Tinkerbell really isn't the main character, but she's in a lot of the movies, so yeah. So so it's basically again, they're trying to pull this freaking Black Lives Matter thing. Sorry, I had a tongue twister there. Sorry about that. And I think that's just a bunch of bullshit. That's bullshit there. They're just trying to play sneaky here with all that. See, Disney doesn't freaking care about black people. They obviously don't freaking care about black people because yeah, they're hiring black people, but they've had records of freaking like you guys remember Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet back in 2018? Remember that? Remember the movie, the trailer and stuff? Disney tried to get away with changing Tiana's, design and pissed off a lot of people by changing her freaking design and making her completely different. And I was like, who the hell is this? Because I was like, who the hell is this? And apparently it's Princess Tiana, but she looked nothing like Princess Tiana. They fixed her in the final version, but that's only because freaking people complained about it. See, that's how Disney will get you. They'll keep doing what they do until you freaking complain about it, and then they'll try to change it and pretend like they're trying to be a better company and all that, even though they freaking aren't. That's not the only incident either, where they had a black lives problem, They also had they've also had an incident where remember the Star Wars trilogy and all the sequel trilogy and stuff. Well, apparently Finn was supposed to be this Jedi and all. He's set up to be this Jedi, and then freaking Disney rewrote him and pushed him to the side as the side character because they wanted to please their Chinese audience. But that's freaking why they did it. No against Chinese people who are watching this video, but the Chinese government is always it's always it's always the Chinese government that's censoring stuff. I feel bad for people who actually want to watch these movies in China, but the government won't let them. So yeah. because the government's freaking censoring everything in China. So yeah, again, no offense from Chinese people themselves. I'm just talking about the government. So yeah, I have a problem with our government in America too. So yeah, but yeah, I'm sure Chinese people too do as well. But you know. But basically, though, but basically, yeah, Finn was, was gonna be a Jedi, and, they turned him into a side character instead of a main character, and he didn't play a big role. And that pissed off not only the fans, but the guy playing Finn. It pissed him off, too. He got pissed off, too, about it, and, see, that shows you that freaking Disney does not care about black people. All they care about is pleasing everyone, and by pleasing everyone, they like to, censor things and all that to make people happy and all that, and like I said, you can argue that they freaking care about black people and all that, but that's a bunch of bogus. All they care about is making money. They don't care about people. They just care about making money. So yeah, and I would say too, even then, like if that stuff wasn't bad enough, I would say it wouldn't be so bad maybe if someone's playing black people, all that, and on these live action remakes, because maybe we get to see black people play roles on these live action characters that were based off cartoon movies. But then we have another problem where, Disney was the one who had a problem with Cleveland being voiced by a white person, and Cleveland being voiced by a white person, and being well, the thing is though is that was the thing though. That his voice actor was basically forced to change roles because of that, and that's the same with The Simpsons too. A lot of the black people that were voiced by white people, as soon as Disney came along, and bought Fox out, they freaking destroyed that. You could argue, it was the main characters that it was the voice actors that chose not to want to do it anymore. That's kind of funny though, considered that there was no problem at all with Disney, there was no problem with Disney, not Disney, with them, Family Guy and The Simpsons having voice actors voice black people, and the people were fine with it until Disney came along. As soon as Disney came along, then they decided that they were no longer going to voice them. So it's pretty funny how that is. Meaning there's something probably going on behind the scenes. But I don't know. I think I've gone on long enough about talking about this. I do think it's stupid. But what's even more stupid than this? The more stupid thing is they're making a live action prequel movie to The Lion King about Mufasa. And you could argue, hey, but that would be original story and all that. That'd be an original story, and yeah, it'd be an original story. The problem is it's going to be live action. And live action Lion King movie is based off of the original movie that came out in I think 1993 or 1994. So I can't remember what year that movie came out. So I'm like, why the heck did they not make the prequel a cartoon movie instead? They should have made a cartoon movie instead, because that would make more sense. Because the original movie was cartoon. It was 2D animated. They could have made it 2D animated because they have talked about bringing back 2D animation anyway, so they could have made it 2D animated and made a prequel. That would have been better. More people probably would be interested in it if it wasn't a live action remake and it was actually a 2D animated prequel to the original Lion King movie. That would be great. But no, that's not good enough. They freaking want to make it live action. Because live action is what gets the money in, even though a lot of freaking live action movies have been doing terrible. You could argue the live action Lion King movie did really good, but I think that Disney probably messed with the numbers there, because a lot of people said the movie was really bad, and they really did, and I highly doubt that the movie did really good. I think they hide the numbers, because they've done that with Disney Plus. They hid the numbers and stuff and all that. So, not the numbers. They try to cheat and make it look like they've had way more subscribers than Netflix when they really don't, because a lot of people don't want to see Disney anymore and stuff. I'm pretty pissed about that. I mean, even though I no longer am interested in seeing films, this is kind of one of the reasons why I'm not interested in seeing Disney films anymore, but the fact, again, that they're making a prequel and it's going to be live action and not animated, that sucks. That freaking sucks. So that's the live action remix like that I'm talking about. I don't think I've got anything else to really say about them. They're just, they all sound like they're gonna be terrible. So I'm not gonna see them. I don't care about live action remakes anyway. Like I mentioned, I don't even care about seeing I don't even care about seeing the live action 101 Dalmatians anymore, and that came out when Disney still was producing good movies and stuff. So yeah. And I think that's about it for talking about the live action remix. Now let's talk about something else that was announced that actually got people talking about this. On Pixar's side, since Disney has not shut Pixar down yet, I guess I'm surprised they haven't shut them down yet, because Bob Chapek is he's the money guy, and I'm sure he's looking at he's already looking at merging Hulu. Yeah, there's an article talking about he's thinking about merging Hulu, and when he thinks about it, yeah, he's gonna merge Hulu. And here's the thing with Hulu. If I were freaking Disney, I would just sell it, because no matter what, they're gonna be screwed, because if they shut Hulu down and merge it with Disney Plus, all those imaginary subs that they say they used to beat Netflix, because they really didn't, it's gonna be gone, because it's gonna be with Disney Plus. And if they sell it, they could get their money back, but they won't be screwed as bad. See, Disney's hurting right now. They're hurting with money because Bob Iger, overspent on Fox by buying up all these properties. Bob Chapek is not any better. Bob Chapek is actually pretty bad too. As we can see what's going on right now with Disney, but at least unlike Bob Iger was being sneaky about it and actually hiding the crap behind the scenes, even though, a lot of people started catching on who worked for Disney. Bob Chapek is flat out, pointing, literally blowing their cover and stuff. So, yeah. That's kind of why I'm kind of I'm glad that Bob Chapek is in charge at Disney now, because I'm maybe him blowing the cover will straighten this company out, or maybe it will cause them to get sold to someone else or something that can maybe fix the company. I don't know. Either that, or they may shut the company down. I don't know what's going to happen, but I kind of want it to be saved, but I don't know if it's going to be saved or not. I don't know what's going to happen, so, yeah. I have talked about how I wanted it to shut down in the past, but yeah, I've talked about that, but, yeah, but I think it'd be nice if someone else could take over and save the company, but I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know. It's in pretty bad shape right now, and yeah, that they would sell freaking Hulu, or even Fox. They should sell freaking Fox, because they don't need Fox. They could get their money back, but no, I'm not Disney. I don't work for Disney, so I can't really say what they can and can't do. But that's what I would do if I were Disney. I would sell Hulu and Fox, and just because what's gonna happen is they shut Hulu down. That's basically another part of Fox they freaking lost because making the money they paid for Fox even more useless because they got most of Hulu when they bought Fox, and they shut if they shut Hulu down and merge it with Disney Plus, then they lose that part of Fox too. And you could argue, well, technically Comcast owns 33% of it, but when Disney bought Fox, they got a good chunk of Hulu, meaning they owned Hulu. So not 100% owned Hulu, but yeah. So they could have sold. They should have sold Hulu and all that, but no. Bob Chapek is thinking about shutting Hulu down. I just saw the article yesterday, so I figured I'd point that out. But another thing I'm gonna point out is that Pixar. Yeah, I was talking about Pixar, and that reminded me of that. Pixar. Yeah, like I said, I'm surprised that freaking Bob Chapek ain't merging, Pixar and Disney yet together. They might do it down the road because they might be looking at this like, do we really need Pixar? We have, Disney animation. Do we really need Pixar? Because, again, Disney likes to freaking destroy, properties they buy and stuff. So yeah, apparently Disney slash Pixar, because Disney owns Pixar and all that, obviously like I mentioned, apparently they're gonna be making it Inside Out 2. So that kind of is something. Now here's the thing with that. Disney has not been the best known for making sequels. Even Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet was an absolute disaster. Even the sequel trilogy of Star Wars was really bad too. It was really bad too. So if they're gonna make a sequel to Inside Out, I don't know how well that's gonna do. I don't know how well that'll do at all because it's a sequel. A sequel to Inside Out, an original film. Even Pixar has not had the best record of making sequels. Now I have not seen a lot of the sequels in a long time, so I can't really say, but by judging by other people, I can say, yeah, a lot of them I heard is not very good as the original. They're usually not bad, but they're not really good either. So I don't know how Inside Out 2 will be going. According to Disney, though, Inside Out 2 is going to be about Riley being a teenager and going through new emotions. Meaning there's going to be new emotions coming to the movie. Probably a love emotion, a love emotion, and I don't know what other emotions there will be, but love will probably be emotion because when you're a teenager, or if you feel love. Sorry about that. Someone called me. Someone called me there. Might have to let this go here soon. Yeah, but I'm gonna be done pretty soon. But basically, they're making a live action, well, not live action, I mean a sequel to Inside Out, and if I'm judging by Disney's past sequel movies, I don't think it's gonna be as good as the original, but. And the fact that Pixar no longer said they were going to make sequels, yeah, I knew that wasn't going to last forever. I'm just surprised it took them this long to finally make sequels. The movie will be coming out in 2024. So Pixar all of a sudden has all these movies announced after being quiet for like a year and a half. Literally a year and a half, they were being quiet about it. They were being very quiet about it because, I don't know what, they probably were wondering what was going to happen to them because Blue Sky, shut down and stuff. And now all of a sudden we're hearing a bunch of movies that are coming out for Pixar. So I don't know what's going to happen with Pixar. It's good that they're making original films still, but the fact that they're making a sequel again, I think we're probably going to be, it probably ain't going to be too good for Pixar and all that. But I'm just happy they're still at least making original films and all that. And maybe Inside Out may be decent, I don't really know. But, judging by, the past sequels and stuff, according to fan base and some of the films I've seen, like, Wreck-It Ralph 2 Breaks the Internet, and sequel trilogy of Star Wars, which I have not seen all the films, but I've seen like The Last Jedi and all that. Yeah, I don't know. But we'll have to see, I guess, by 2024. And, yeah, so that's Pixar. And I'm going to talk about a couple more things. I'm going to have to let the video go because I'm going to get ready because I'm going to be going somewhere. So, yeah. Someone actually called me. I don't know who that was, but someone called me. Yeah, so another thing I want to talk about real quick is, the park side. So yeah, Disney is making, you know, is talking about all these attractions and stuff, all these attractions and all that. And I don't know much about the parks because I don't really care to even go to the parks anymore. I wanted to when I was little, but after hearing all this, I don't really want to go anymore. But I wanted to go when I was little, but I never actually, you know, been to Disney Park. But what I've heard is a lot of, you know, design, a lot of parts of the park that they were going to add or change have been delayed from 2017 till now and all that. None of them have even been announced. So yeah, but personally, I think going to the parks is pointless anyway because everything, you know, you once knew about Disney is gone because Disney keeps changing the parks up, making the experience feel pointless because you're not feeling nostalgic. So you go into the parks, you felt nostalgic. You're like look at this, look at all these classic, you know, like Roger Rabbit rides and stuff and all that. But the Disney keeps freaking changing everything and all that. They changed Jessica Rabbit's, you know, uniform and stuff because it was too sexy for, you know, little kids and all that. And then they changed all the other stuff, and probably from a few people complaining on Twitter, but that's about it, and ruining it for everyone else, you know. They've been delaying a lot of that stuff, and I don't think that's going to be very good. Plus, I've heard a lot of people are leaving the parks and not going back. So yeah, I even hear it's not as crowded as it used to be, according to Clownfish TV. Again, I don't go to the parks. They go to the parks occasionally because they cover stuff that I don't. So I don't know anything about it, but I can totally see it being kind of not as busy as it once was. But I don't know. So yeah, you got that, and then I guess the thing that is kind of the highlight of all this, they're doing gaming again. Disney is going back to gaming again. They're going back to gaming. So that could be a little bit of a highlight, is the gaming. And apparently they're making a new Mickey Mouse game, which looks interesting. I don't know if it's really good or not, you know, because it's not going to come out till next year. But it looks, you know, somewhat decent and stuff and all that, and I think it might be, you know, something people might be interested in. I don't really know, but I mean, Disney basically shut down like Club Penguin and stuff in the past because Disney, you know, didn't do very well. They even shut their own gaming company down. So I don't know how this is going to go. We'll just have to see till next year. But a lot of these games might actually be pretty interesting. I don't know. Personally, I played a little bit of the complete, like some of their games, like the Lego Star Wars, the complete saga, the Skywalker saga, and I didn't really like that game too much. I don't know, I didn't really like it too much. Now, I've only played a little bit of it. I played like about maybe an hour of it, and yeah, I didn't really like it too much, honestly. I have to actually play the whole game, but I don't know. I was gonna play it, but freaking Disney keeps copyright claiming my videos on YouTube, so I'm like, I don't even know if I want to even play it any further. But what I played of it, I didn't like it as much as the other Lego Star Wars games. Just because it felt way too different. It didn't feel like a Lego Star Wars game. It felt way too different. I know a lot of other people like it, but I don't really like it too much of what I've seen. It doesn't look very good, honestly. But I don't know. But speaking of Star Wars, yeah, there's a bunch of Star Wars and Marvel shows that are coming out as usual and all that. And one Marvel show I want to point out is going to be like a horror movie-ish, which is interesting, a horror movie. So something different, but otherwise it's about the same there. And I guess there's not really much else to say here except for the people who are talking on it, I hear like, well, well, I didn't see the video. I just saw people talking about it and pointing stuff out. I was trying to look for it, but I couldn't find it. I was kind of debating if I even wanted to talk about it or not, because I was like, I can't find the video. But I figured, I've heard enough people talk about it, so I could tell my opinion on it. And yeah, so a lot of people like talking about this stuff and announcing this stuff looked pretty depressed inside. They looked depressed. They looked like they weren't even having a fun time. They're like they're just there for Disney to give them their paychecks, and that's it. That's all they're there for. They really don't care about this stuff. So yeah, so even the employees are starting to go. And speaking of the employees, I forgot to mention this real quick. Inside Out 2, by the way, does not have all the voice actors returning because there were some problems behind the scenes as usual with Disney, and some people are not returning. I don't know exactly who yet, but some people are not returning to the movie. So yeah, it's kind of doesn't look like that's a good sign for Inside Out 2. But I don't know though. But yeah, this is pretty much a disaster. I don't think this is gonna go very well, and the fact that like a lot of people are not very happy about this. I don't think this is gonna be very good. So, but yeah, I gotta let this go. So see you guys later. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos, and remember I do other thoughts and theories and all that, and news related stuff and all that. This will not be a news related video because this is not really news. This is kind of facts, honestly, how Disney's not the same anymore and all that. But I'll see you guys later. There's more stuff I could talk about, like Disney's voice actor and stuff, but my throat's hurt and I need to get going. So see you guys later. Bye bye.